West Coast. What was it like being in the West Coast in the 80s and 90s? Wow, nothing quite like it. You had the samurai jeeps. I had one of those. Uh, Constantly cars going by with the booming systems. The swap meets were huge. Street football was real huge, especially in Southeast San Diego. Big. We used to be playing out there, in the huddle. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you. Turn, make a post route. I'm gonna hit you at that red Honda over there. That type of thing. But it was just cool, man. Back then, no cell phones except for the big block cell phones, but none of me and my buddies had that. Maybe a pimp or two that we knew might have one, but we were children back then. We didn't have none of that. Played electric football. You put them on the little electric, you plug it in and it vibrates, and the men go across the the make-believe field. Atari was big back then. Atari 2600, Atari 5200. FanMart was the big swap meet in Southeast San Diego back then. My buddy Anthony, he would have like any song right when it dropped, this dude had it. And the thing about it, he would like throw them away probably a week or two later. We asked for like, what about this song you just had? He's like, oh, I threw that away. That's old. Like, oh man, that just came out like a week ago, man. What's up? But whatever song dropped, he had it, man. I remember when Eric B first came out. He used to have the mixtapes when Dr. Dre and them started at the Rhodium Swap meet in Compton. You can still find some of those on YouTube, but I actually witnessed Dr. Dre go from where he was at the Rhodium Swap meet to being, if not a billionaire, close to a billionaire. Saw all of it. And it's just incredible when you think of where someone came from to where they ended up. I remember, when we weren't playing street football one day, it was me, Anthony, I think it was my buddy Daryl too, I'm not sure. But they were throwing these little, I think these was these hard things that fell off the trees on our street. We lived across the street from Lincoln High School, Southeast San Diego. And these hard things would fall off the tree. And they were throwing them or something across the street at our buddy Antonio's house. It was mainly a black street, but there was like maybe 3 or 4 Mexicans on the street. And they were throwing them at his house, and then we would hide like across the street behind the car. And then his dad finally came out with a gun or something. And I was like, oh, shoot. And we're like ducking. And my buddy Anthony was like, dude, do not stand up right now. Just stay down. And he just looked around, and then we waited and waited, till we didn't hear nothing. I'm trying to remember, did we wait till we didn't hear nothing? I don't think anybody had the courage to look up and see if he was still out there, but we eventually knew when the coast was clear, and we got up out of there and never did that again. I think they even were like knocking on his door and window and running and stuff, but when someone comes out with a gun, it's a wrap, game's over. In California in the 80s, it's like you don't know who had guns, who was strapped back then, so kind of kept your playing to a minimum other than street football. And can't forget the ice cream trucks. I was just watching Boys in the Hood at the beginning when the ice cream truck is going down the street. And I was like, man, that sure reminds me of Southeast San Diego. Ice cream truck going down the middle of the street. I used to get them strawberry shortcakes. Still like them to this day, them ice creams. I'm just trying to give you the setting of the times back then for those that didn't grow up in Southern California. We had... I still remember the smell of the grass every morning. We had that big field across the street in Lincoln, and we played there sometimes at Lincoln High, but most of the time we just play in the back street. And like I was saying earlier, nobody had cell phones, so what we do, we just go in the